Was there anything unusual about the circumstances of your birth?
Veterans Day, because I wound up even going into the military.
Did your name have a special meaning?
Yeah. Dad wanted Robert, Mom wanted Michael. Dad won.
When you were a little guy, under 5 years old, so baby, what were your favorite toys?
Honestly, I can remember oatmeal boxes, the big things, and I can remember pots and pans beaten on. I can remember a big car that said U.S. Army on the side. Those are the things I remember. And Lincoln Logs. I just love sports. Baseball, football, basketball, which I stunk at. Swimming. I love sports. I really don't remember myself playing with games. It's just sports stuff. Anything that was sports. Curious George. I love Curious George books. Love Curious George books. And if I could say there's one big memory I have of Grandpa. I made the All-Star team. And I'm guessing I was probably maybe 11 or 12. And actually, Dad reminded me of something yesterday, that I was actually called up at an early age. And I made the All-Star team, and Grandpa took me over at Milwaukee Lutheran's baseball field. It was for shortstop. And he kept hitting the ball to me, and I kept missing the ball. And he said, let me come out there. And I hit the ball, and trying to hit it to him, and I hit it over second base. And I can remember this like it's just, Grandpa dove for the ball. Grandpa had to be 68, 69. Minor league, little league. To the best of my memory, I think I played it like 2 years, and then I got drafted up early to the major leagues. And I think I was probably one of the youngest guys in the major leagues.
So you were a pretty good ball player?
Yeah. But I probably did the one thing that Grandpa tried to tell me. I didn't practice, like he said. Yeah, I can remember Uncle Ray going on the canoeing trip. He'd call it canoeing, We tipped over the boat, and he's kind of stuck and almost drowning. Everybody was trying to tip me over in the boat. I remember Uncle Bobby coming up to Madison when I just learned about the birds and the bees, and telling him. And guess what I learned? And then asking him questions which were slang words, what they are.
Did you have a nickname?
Oh, growing up? Grammar school?
Grammar school?
Yeah, I was called Walrus for a while.
Well, how'd you get it?
Well, I was probably a little portly through the stomach. Some of my friends would call me Walrus, and I did a lot of swimming, and I would, I think some of it came from because I'd get up on a high dive, and I'd do belly flops from the high dive, and it not bother me because of my big stomach. Cartoons and Three Stooges. I could watch cartoons all day long. And it's funny, it's because I went to show my boys, Bobby and Billy, the Three Stooges, and I actually got yelled at by Susie. No, it's not a right time to be showing them the Three Stooges. I still like them. I still watch them. They're on Channel 6 on Saturdays. I remember I wanted to play guitar real bad, and Dad said to me, you need to show me that you're committed to something. So in the 4th grade, I took violin. I played violin 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. At the end of 8th grade, I asked my dad, I said, I quit violin, and I asked him if can I take my guitar lessons? And he says, no, you showed that you couldn't stick with your violin. And I have to say I was a pretty awful violin player. I can't read music, I played by ear. Well, I've always loved my family, being around my family. I mean, obviously my favorite ones were Florida, but I do remember going to Door County one year, and Dad and I spending the night in the tent before everybody else, and we're hearing all the critters outside. A little nervous, but it was really spending with family.
When you were high school, did you have any favorite books? Or were they the same as grammar school?
Same as grammar school. I'm not much of a reader. Oh, I see what you mean. Was it still? Were you wondering if I was still enjoying Curious George?
What were your favorite movies?
Oh, Wizard of Oz. I sit here every year and I don't miss it at all. I have their voices down.
And what does that sound like?
Like this. As Mayor of the Munchkin Land, in the merry old land of Oz. And I can sit there and just when the movie's going on, just say word for word. When my boys were born, actually they came on the next month and there's a picture of me holding my boys, because I told them we're going to watch The Wizard of Oz together, and they watched The Wizard of Oz. They probably don't know what they watched, but I make it every year that they sit down and watch The Wizard of Oz. That's my favorite show. My favorite.